Hello and welcome to Ramblings of a 42-Year-Old Man. Chris Smith here with you today. And today I'm going to talk about the recent release, The Pope's Exorcist. Now this is a Russell Crowe movie, and he is playing a real-life priest, Father Amorth, who was an exorcist for the Vatican. He has written many books about his stories about the things that he's done over time. Again, depending on your thoughts of this kind of deal, whether you think that this stuff is real or not. He does specify in most of his stories that most of the cases that he went on were mental illness. So he at least does recognize that. But he states that he's had multiple real, true exorcisms as well. So this is directed by Julius Avery, who had done a really fun kind of zombie-ish war movie called Overlord. That was really high action, quite a bit of fun. And Samaritan with Sylvester Stallone, that is on Amazon now. I have not checked that one out yet. I feel like I should. It's kind of Sylvester Stallone plays like an aging superhero who's kind of retired and he has to come out and do something. I'm interested to see what that one's like, but he's directing this again with Russell Crowe in it. Alex Esso is in this. She's been in The Shining. She's been in a lot of Mike Flanagan stuff. I saw her for the very first time in an independent horror movie called Starry Eyes, and she's great. And again, these are based off of stories that were written in books by this Father Gabriel Amorth, who was a real Catholic priest. So this story revolves around Father Amorth going to this family to help Alex Esso's mother. Her son is possessed by some sort of creature from this abbey that they're trying to spruce up. It's very run down stuff. They're trying to remodel and spruce it up to sell. And it's in Spain. And most of the story, for the first 2/3 of it anyway, are very much your standard possession kind of movie. A lot of tropes that you'd see in The Exorcist and all those kind of movies as well. But then you get into the last third of it, and it goes into some kind of wacky places. So you find it's a little crazy. You find out that sometime in the past at this abbey, there was a Spanish priest who was an exorcist, and he got possessed by whatever this creature demon that's possessing the boy now is. And while he was possessed, he infiltrated the church and created and founded the Spanish Inquisition. Specifically to destroy and ruin the church's reputation because of all the horrible stuff the Spanish Inquisition did. So is that a little insensitive if you know the stories of the Spanish Inquisition? Possibly, but it's kind of an interesting place that they go. And so now the same creature wants to do the same with Father Amorth. It wants to possess him, infiltrate the church, and destroy it from within. And so that's where the story goes for the last third of the movie. And, Russell Crowe's doing a great job. His character is kind of funny and very jokey, and he's definitely not the priest character that you might think of. And from what I've looked up about the actual Father Amorth, he was very similar like this too. He's a very fun, kind of jokey guy. And I love how Russell Crowe's playing it. It's kind of a fun, bright spot in a kind of a genre of film that is usually pretty dour and serious. It's kind of fun to have a little bit of goofiness in there as well. Some of the needle drops that you get too are kind of fun too. It's supposed to take place in the late 80s, and so they're dropping a lot of these late 80s songs in the mix, and some of them are just kind of fun, I'll admit. So the movie itself is relatively enjoyable. Again, depending, I guarantee my wife would never watch this. She can't stand these possession movies. They are, very against her thoughts when it comes to her religious background and experience. I'm able to kind of disconnect fiction and nonfiction, but so I enjoy it for what it is. Possession movies are not usually my highest thing. I did enjoy the Conjuring series quite a bit, and that's kind of similar kind of vibe. Of course, The Exorcist is one of the better horror movies ever made, but a lot of the stuff since then just seems like quick grabs on trying to ride the coattails of The Exorcist. And like I said, for the first 2/3 of this movie, you're very much thinking like, oh, this is just another one of these. But then it throws a wrench near the end where it makes goes a little off on a different tangent. And of course, Russell Crowe's character, the way he plays it, makes it a lot more fun as well. So enjoyable. I would recommend if you're, not put off by the premise of these kind of movies to begin with. It's done well. I think it made like $70 million or something on a pretty low budget. Maybe $18 million budget, something like that. A sequel's already been greenlit, so we'll see more. And Russell Crowe, I believe, is coming back already. So I think he had a good time making it. So I could see him want to do that. I've loved Russell Crowe ever since I saw him in L.A. Confidential. His character Bud White, I really enjoyed back in the '90s. And I've loved most of the stuff he's come out with since. He's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes he's great, sometimes he's not. But sometimes his movies are great or not. He is almost always fun and whatever he's in. And this is the same way. He's definitely having a good time with his character. So that's The Pope's Exorcist. It is. It was just recently in theaters. I believe it is on VOD already. Movies are going from theaters to VOD really quick. I don't know that it's streaming on any of the services yet, if you have a subscribed service, but you can catch it on VOD on Amazon or any of the like Movies Anywhere, anywhere where you can buy movies digitally. I think it's available now. But yeah, so that's The Pope's Exorcist, and again, I would say recommend if you're good with this kind of genre of film. Otherwise, you know what you like and don't like. I don't have to tell you. All right, so thank you again for listening to me ramble. We'll talk again soon, and I'll see you all later.